I just clicked live. Let's see.
Hello.
This meeting is being live. This is new. Oh, okay. Got it. Got to press got it. Oh, it is. It's hitting the airwaves now.
Woo!
Yeah, it's yeah, I think I'm going to be here a while. I mean, it looks like everything is going to kind of be restricted for a while, you know. So yes. I'm okay with that. It's a good place. My beautiful bride created this womb.
Nice, the womb, Arkansas. Yes.
Yeah, it's a nice place. I got a forest behind me. I got privacy, wow. And yeah, she created a hell of a womb here, and
it looks great.
Yeah, this is actually her old office. This was her office. My studio was downstairs, and
wow,
there's a couple of rooms in the garage that I don't really use now, but yeah.
Okay.
So yeah,
I'm excited.
Cool, Arkansas is cheap, and
wow,
it's worked out this way, you know.
So, I'm gonna light some Reiki incense.
Light some Reiki incense, man. I'm getting all hot. What's going on here? So let's see. We got yeah, we're not on Restream. Well, we are on Restream, but we're using Zoom, so I can't see the comments. We can
I can't either.
No, they don't have comments on it. What you can't. Oh, you're on your phone though, right?
I'm on iPhone 12.
Here, I'm going to, since our friend is going to be on YouTube, I'm going to go ahead and pull it up on YouTube. Here it is.
Oh,
wow. Six watching on YouTube. Oh, what is going? Oh, okay. Let me turn that down. Here we go. Yeah, so a couple.
He did it.
Yeah. What is going on here? Why is it so fuzzy? Let's see. Let me see if I can fix it. If not, I'll have to switch it. Yeah, this is a special show. I'm so glad you're coming in. And you actually answered Morgan's post too, right? And that was what precipitated it?
Yes. She said, you know, you want to come on and speak your truth? And I said, okay, I'll do that.
Here we go. Hang on. I'm fixing this. I'm not going yet.
Okay.
Boom.
There
we go. It's just not as good a camera, but F it.
That's right.
So if I'm just looking on the new YouTube audience, and there's 9 people in the house, welcome.
Okay.
We're back on YouTube today, by the way. They gave us our second strike, and if we get another one, we will be deplatformed. But we have alternatives, and we're not going to worry about it. We're just going to work with that nefarious energy and convert it and transmute it and transform it.
Hey, right? Yes.
But I want to just say hi to our dear friend Dharma, who's got a special place in your heart, my heart. But back in 2014, I believe it was Christmas, and my kids were gone. I was all alone. I'd started Soulogy. Everybody said I was crazy. And you sent me stuff, and she sent me stuff. But she actually sent me, I think, the first box I'd ever got from anybody, and it was a box of crystals and some other stuff that I didn't. I had no idea about, because I'm not a typical, you know, conventional light worker. But it was a really good feel. But you know, and she's a beautiful lady and a beautiful.
Yeah, she's an amazing healer. Yes.
Yeah, just like you. Thank you. I should tell everybody that here. Let me see if I can fix this camera. I should tell everybody that Yvette is a dear friend of mine. She's a big part of Soulogy in the early days, and you know, come together once, you come together forever. But we had a nucleus at Soulogy. There's always been like come and go, and then I try to expand it, and I have to blow it up. But there was a nucleus of Soul Family. Donna DeMayo and you, and Dharma. And these people weren't after anything. There's no agenda. They were just looking for, and we actually all expanded and transformed together. You and I did. And I mean, and Dharma too. I remember the highs and the lows, you know, and so it was a special time in Soulogy. We had probably 10 between the two main pages. We probably had about 15 to 18,000 people, and it sounds like a big number, but these were not solicited. This was just a very organic thing, and Yvette was a big part of it. In fact, excuse me one second, because I have a special little clip.
Oh boy!
No, I won't play it because I probably get it wrong anyway.
Uh,
So there's a couple things on the table. And one, I just wanted to let everybody know on a personal level, this is my beloved sister. I've got a few of them around the world, but this is a very special lady who's been a very special to me because there were times that I couldn't make it. One of those times was in New York City, and it was before I reached out to Morgan. It was before I reached out to Morgan because Morgan got a picture on Valentine's Day. She put a picture up, and we were talk a little bit, and we would not talk a little bit, and I was in New York City, and I was raising hell and trying to do whatever I was doing, and I saw a picture of a flower or flowers on her Facebook page, and I was already in love with her, so I was like, I already knew who she was, and I was like, oh my God, well, I wish you the best. And it turns out it was the little old lady next door who she helped her with her garden. So I got egg on my face, and then the rest is history. But before that point happened, I was in New York City, living in the Bronx, living in a room. I had no money. All I had was a computer and a microphone. And I literally was eating on $2 pizzas and $1 Dunkin' Donut little things. And I remember one morning I called you and I just said, I need some help. And then you went into something I've never even heard to this day, which was a combination of Caribbean, I don't know, it was all kinds of stuff. Hebrew. I mean, it was just like, whoa. So that was a big confirmation, but it helped me a lot because it was hard in those days to get motivated sometimes, especially when you're in New York City, you don't have a penny to your name, and you're trying to woo this woman on the other side of the world, and build Soulogy. So I just want everybody to know that she's very special to me and to Soulogy. Soulogy wouldn't be what it is without all the pieces, and she's a big piece. So Morgan put up a post, and she was looking for. And it's actually worked very well. We've had amazing shows. She picked up on the energy of the expansion, this final coming out, this power move by the divine feminine and the goddess energy. She picked up on it. She said, I put up a post. I'm looking for the hero's journey in women. And oh my God, we have had some shows that are just like tear jerkers. Like, I mean, the power that's being displayed. So it was a good call, and you answered that, which is cool. Now I know a little bit about you. I don't know where you're going to go with this, but I just want to say I love you very much. And I
love you too, Todd.
In my life. So I'm going to let you take it over.
Okay. Well, first, go ahead. Say what you want to say.
Nothing. I
Oh,
was
you
saying
said
nothing.
nothing. Okay.
Saying nothing.
Okay.
I'm just trying not to start bawling. That's all.
Well, wherever you are right now, I want you to put your right hand over your heart. I feel spirit here right now, so strong. And I ask for permission, first of all, to be with Todd on this live call. I ask for my ancestors, my spirit guides. I ask for my higher self, Mother, Father, God, to be present with us now and to speak through me on this Friday the 13th, a divine feminine day. I honor my female ancestors, known and unknown. Take a deep breath, everyone. Hold. Exhale out the mouth. Let's do it again. Inhale. Hold. Exhale out the mouth. One last time. Inhale. Hold. Exhale out the mouth. Ashe, ashe, ashe. I want to thank you, Todd, for this platform. I want to thank you for watching me throughout these years, seeing me grow, seeing my spiritual growth, because you're a big part of it. You're my big brother. And I will always remember peace, power, and protection. And what? And big ass love. I want to give a shout out to Priestess, your lovely wife and twin, Morgan Lee, I love you. You know I love you. All the way over there in Australia, I love you. And I want to say that Todd and Morgan Lee are the only two people that I know as a couple that can call me any time of night or morning. They've called me sometimes I'm in my pajamas. I got my do-rag on in my head, no makeup on. The contacts are not in my eyes. I can see them like a little blur. And they're like, we need to talk to you now. And I love that because we are soul family and we need each other. We need each other. And I like to tease Todd and call him funky, what I call you? Funky Todd Medina.
Well, I knew it started with an F. I just didn't know what it was.
Yeah. You used to call me the hoochie mama of Soulogy.
You are. And that's the highest level of reverence I can tell you. I mean that totally with reverence.
Oh my gosh.
Well, it's the energy. It's your energy. Your energy.
Yes.
Your energy's
thank you.
Your energy's not pinned down to, I mean, you got like a makeup of literally, Caribbean and African, and I think there's some Hebrew and Indian, and
yes, all of that. Yes. And tonight is a very special night because when the sun goes down, I bring in this, bring in the Sabbath, and I was one of the only ones that I know of in my family that was considered the black sheep of the family. Okay.
Really?
Oh yeah. I was known as the black sheep of the family. I was quiet growing up, even in the church, I was quiet. But man, when the Spirit of God would hit me, I would take off running. I dance. And it's a dance that's not learned. I mean, you can't just say, okay, at 10:05, I think I'm gonna start praying in the Spirit. At 11:03, I think I'll run down the aisle. No, when that power comes upon you, you just go with it. It's like a fire that comes all over your soul, and you gotta express it, And people of color have always been one to express themselves. I know with the people from the Caribbean, people from Hawaii, people from Africa, our ancestors from Africa, the Spanish people as well, And I know Pakistan people, my friends and my family from Pakistan. I mean, I get around them and they start dancing and I just fall right in line. It's beautiful. It's beautiful.
Yeah. It is. Yeah, it is. Yes, it is.
And I want to honor all of the goddesses that are listening right now. I honor you on this divine feminine day, Friday the 13th. And that's another thing, for years, I was taught that that's a bad day. You don't go out at night, don't step on the crack, watch the black cat that comes by you, all this stuff, it just brings fear. And now I have an understanding and an awareness, a consciousness that we just stay in love. Yeah. There's only two realms that we can walk in every day. Either fear, we govern our lives by fear, or we're governed by love. And I choose to be governed by love. Because where there's love, there is no fear.
Yeah. That's right. Yeah, I didn't know it was going to be an emotional show here. So, energy speaks, right?
Yes.
So, yeah, that's so much here, I mean, but I mean, talk about whatever you want to. I just was reflecting on what you said about I was looking back and I was thinking about how broken we were.
Yeah.
We actually met, all of us, and I don't mean just me and you, but I mean there were many people that came together in the early days of Soulogy, and I'm talking like 2014, 2013, 14.
I remember those early days.
Yeah, and there was a lot of broken people, and we all had our broken parts, but there was a pure intention, and I think that's what
yes
is making me like think and go, oh shit, yeah, I forgot about that, but yeah. So
and one of the things.
Yeah, go ahead. No, I'm not talking. You're talking.
One of the things that I love about you, Todd, is that you allowed everybody to come on and express whatever was on their heart. It wasn't a cookie cutter program. Everybody just expressed their heart. And I saw how you're like an apostle, where you would see a gift in someone and then you would help them to start their own shows and build. And that's a blessing. That's a gift, a very special gift. And you didn't try to manipulate the people that were starting their own thing. You know, it was like, okay, Papa you got Papa's blessing. Go forth. And I love that about you.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Shit. How long we got? I want to be, and I just ran out of paper towels and Kleenexes in this house. I got to go to the dollar store when I'm done.
Okay.
I guess I'm going to be using these old ones. Yeah. Anyway.
And we're both wearing black tonight. We didn't plan that at all.
No.
I like that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, and I remember, well, you heard my story back in those days, and I heard some of your story back in those days, and we saw a bunch of other people, and we actually saw people go through, our dear friend included, our mutual friend.
Yeah.
We saw people go through some major stuff, you know, and I don't know. I look back and I look back sometimes and I go, God, I can't even identify with that, but I don't think about that part that we're talking about or that's coming up right now. I think about how shadowed or broken or unawakened or unaware, but there was actually the spirit was in all of us at that time, and it brought us all together, and we did some amazing things.
Yes. There's no mistakes.
No.
That's one thing that I've learned about this journey, that there's no regrets, even in my own personal life. It's all been lessons to bring me where I am now. Like they say, some people say the good, the bad, and the ugly. Everything has already been mapped out for us before we even got here. It's all in the Akashic records, and we're just living it out every single day. We don't have to make something happen. What is for us will come to us in due time. Yeah.
You, I think when we met, or shortly before we met, well, and mine too, and most people's, you know, the catalyst, plural, in most cases, of our transformation occurred, or was on the end, on the tail end of having occurred. And you know, one of the things that you know, like you said, it was so amazing to watch people, because you know this is a self-reliant, self-responsible kind of thing, but we actually did help each other.
Yes, we did.
Just by walking side by side, not doing something for someone. And what you did, which is amazing. So you just like exploded, right? You know, you started doing these garage workouts, and you're putting at and I'm not talking about like pulling a big spare tire. I'm talking like a big one though. I'm not talking about like on a car. I'm talking like on a semi, up and down the driveway, lifting weights. And then of course your practitionership, which has gotten into something really unique: yoni steaming, lingam steaming, couple sessions.
With the Reiki.
I mean, and I guess what I'm trying to say is it's some people talk about it and some people do it. And,
that's right.
And that's really where the rubber meets the road. It really is. And I think a lot of the talking, including me, is going away. It really is. And I think the last thing I wanted to say too is the exemplification of your devotion, you know, which is a lot different than loyalty. Devotion to me is like, is you, right? It's like what we all are. And and it just seems very obvious to me that the feminine's making a really strong move.
Oh yes.
To the benefit of everybody. And I know people get caught up in the genders, but I'm talking about energy here. And we're talking about something that we're seeing in women primarily that we haven't seen. If we did see it, they got squashed, you know, or they got manipulated. But this seems to be a force that just isn't going to be stopped.
No, you can't stop it. You can't stop it. I mean, you think about Mother Gaia. We can't stop it. All we need to do is jump in there and flow with her energy.
Did you, was there a point, not what happened, that's up to you, but was there a point where you said, F it, I'm going this way? Like, was there a point where you just went, I've had enough? I think I was around when that happened, but I'm just, a point where because when you made that move, you never stopped. I mean, you're like just slowly, steadily picking up steam.
When I felt the call to start doing yoni steams at my house, I was using organic herbs and doing things at my home. I was making yoni steams and giving them away to friends. Spirit spoke to me and said, I want you to go on YouTube. And when I went on YouTube and I saw the women of color were the ones that were doing most of these YouTube videos, I said, I got to go help my people. I got to go get trained. The women that were using the yoni eggs and doing the yoni steams and the spiritual baths were women of color. And so I don't know, the universe brought this name, Love My Womb Academy, into my spirit. Priestess Tracy Bryan Swint and her beloved Bishop Shaman Dana Swint, they were having a training in Atlanta, Georgia. And I felt the call to go. And it was such a smooth going and receiving from them. You know, when the universe has something planned for you, there's no kind of crap. You know, you just straight way. And I got there and I was totally transformed. I knew before I left, when I was here in California, that I was not going to come back the same way. And I didn't, because for the first time I got on a yoni steam pot, wore a yoni, a beautiful goddess gown, and it transformed my life. And I didn't know all these gifts of making spiritual baths, feminine, yoni steam, yoni oil, Florida water, washes for, floor wash, spiritual baths. Like I made a Lionsgate spiritual bath. I didn't know all of this was in me, Todd. And it was in me from my ancestors. Yeah. This gift of being a medicine woman, of being a shaman, is on my mother's side, on the Jamaican side. My great-great-grandmother, which, by the way, when I started to acknowledge my ancestors by having an altar in my home, because that's how Priestess Tracy Bryan Swint trained us, because she had an altar, it shifted me. My ancestors are with me all the time. I connect with them all the time. I burn candles on the altar. They are here for me and my family, for protection and for blessings too. So all this stuff that I was told in church, in religion, to avoid, don't talk about the chakras, don't sit in silence, or you don't talk to your ancestors. I had to really go into that place within and get quiet with my own meditation. And I got the downloads for myself. And some people will ask me, well, they have asked me in the past, well, does that, what you're doing with the chakras and yoni steaming and meditation, does that mess up your relationship with God? I said, absolutely not. It enhances it. I mean, I'm having so much fun, so much fun. I just celebrated my 57th solar return on the 4th of July. And people look at me in the store, like they have a senior citizen day on Wednesdays here. And they look at me like, why are you here? Aren't you a senior citizen? I said, well, you guys say I am based on my age, but I feel like I'm 35. And so one of the guys at the checkout, he says, whatever you're doing, keep on doing it. Whatever you're not doing, keep on doing that too. But every day I like to go and face the east with my arms out wide. And I say yes to the universe. And when I say yes to the universe, something always happens. It's like it's magic. I will meet someone, or someone will meet me, or maybe it's a little baby that will see me in the store and just give me a smile. And it's like, Or when I see animals from the street, on my street, will come and eat food out of my yard. Everything becomes magical. And after a while, everything becomes a ritual. Cooking your food, when you're happy, when you're playing your music, when you're in your bath, you're in your shower, you're driving down the road. I know you've seen videos with me, singing and stuff. Mm-hmm. Everything becomes fun, and it becomes love, and it becomes magical. And people are drawn to that energy.
Yeah, true. Do you ever get pulled back? Do you ever get pulled back with the stuff that you left behind or triggered, and you know what I mean?
Do I ever get pulled back like I want to go back there?
No. Pulled back like fall into the old muddy pools of bullshit. Or, no. What I meant was like the things, the big things. We all have these big things, right? Breakup of relationships, or somebody passed, or or whatever. But and we spend a lot of time bringing them into balance, and sometimes we get pulled back. Do you ever get pulled back?
I would have to say I don't get pulled back, and the secret to not getting pulled back is my meditation and my ceremony time, and my spiritual baths to stay grounded, spending time in nature. And also, I'm going to tell you, eating high vibrational foods, my organic fruits and vegetables and water, and my organic teas, that helps me a great deal, and not being around toxic people.
Yeah. Well, toxic is toxic is toxic.
Yeah.
Just the juicing thing. I mean, like, I can never have anything that's not organic now. This is like, you can tell the difference if you pay, I never really paid much attention, but other than oranges and tomatoes, but I can see where it's everything, right? It's not just,
it is everything.
I can connect, or I can meditate, or, whatever your deal is, but it's also, it's, and the bodies, the bodies come on really strong for people.
Yeah. I remember when I took all the plastic plants out of my house. I just felt like I want live plants in my home. And I have about 5 in my bedroom. I have 1 here in my healing room where I'm at right now. But I just want to I want to be around things that are alive. As my mother would say, anything that's dead needs to be buried.
Yeah. So do you have like a routine every day?
Yes, I do. I don't go on social media at all unless I have my holy work time. Shout out to my elder, Gogo Dorothy James. I have my time. I face the east here in my room, and I ask for permission for whatever I have to do that day, especially if I'm creating a bath salt or a spiritual bath. I make sure that I'm in that place of love, that space of love. If I'm tired, I won't create anything, because I understand energy. So I have a time that every morning that I spend with my ancestors, my higher self, Mother, Father, God. And sometimes as I'm called, I will call in the elements, guardians and gateways of the east, the south, the west, the north, and also above, to protect me. And I open up the circle and I close the circle. There is something that I do every morning. Yes. And I have my singing bowl here that I use, and also my rattle that I love to use. And I have a rain stick. So I have several different sound tools that I like to use. And then I can start my day.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
Get everything out of the way and then go out there.
Yeah. And as a matter of fact, I don't even like to shower or take a bath until I do my holy work, because to me, if something is shown to me during my devotion time or my ceremony, then I can go wash it off. And there's a prayer that I say in the shower. I'm going to share some tools. I go, and I say it 4 times for the 4 directions: east, south, west, and north. Wash out of me what I don't need. Wash into me what I do need. And I do it mindfully. I'm not in a rush. While the water is going down, wash out of me what I don't need. Wash into me what I do need. And sometimes, Todd, I will face the water to wash into me what I do need. And I might turn my back facing the water, wash out of me what I do need. So it's a meditation even in the shower. Mm-hmm.
It
And
sounds
all this is taught by spirit. I didn't read this in a book.
right. And it sounds like it's becoming more constant, right?
Yes.
Like you were talking with the cooking and the showering. I mean, virtually everything to be consciously consciously maintaining and expanding.
Yeah, just be in the now. Just be in the now. A lot of the downloads that I receive are when I'm in the shower or when I'm cooking. A lot of the downloads come to me. Mm-hmm.
What kind of information do you get?
Mm.
I mean, is it personal, or is it some of it collective, or is
some of it is collective?
Really?
Yeah, some of it is collective. Like, for instance, we should not be worried about what's going on in the world today. We just need to concentrate on our relationship with Mother, Father, God, and work on ourselves and stop judging people for what they do. And to focus on ourselves, because, you know, I've had some people to tell me, oh, well, you didn't go through that. No one can judge, or should I say, they shouldn't judge your testimony. Like when there was a car wreck that I had July 28th, 2002, the very next day I was called into apostolic ministry. And then when I called my mom, she said, I saw that accident. I've been seeing that accident for a while. She wasn't even shocked. See, there's nothing like a praying mama. And I used to be with my mom on the last Friday of every month for 5 years, even before I moved. After when I got married and I moved to Tehachapi, I didn't know that I was in, I want to call it neology. I was in training for what I was doing, what I'm doing now. Imagine being in a living room and praying from 9 o'clock at night until, people say PUSH, pray until something happens. Well, I say pray until shift happens. Because when the shift took place in me, I knew it. And I always knew, even going, as a young woman growing up in church, I always knew that there was something more than what I saw. The formalities of religion. And so there's a lot of, I would say, men as well as women, and even women in the ministry, they know that there's something more, and they want to go back to their ancestral roots. They want to start taking their spiritual baths. They want to start eating more plant-based food and more high vibrational food, spending time in the sun, and self-love here first. They want to go back to that. A lot of people are not happy with the medical system right now. So they're going back to herbs and teas and essential oils, all of that. So I incorporate that in my practice as well.
Far out. And in your everything that you have, that you do, you do yourself.
Yes.
As well. Right.
Yes. Mm-hmm. And I like to bless everything that goes out of my hands with Reiki, blessing from Mama, Father God, blessing from my ancestors. And when I hear the testimonies, when I hear about the miracles, it's amazing, Todd. I'm sitting here in this room, and sometimes I can feel, or I can see some of the ancestors of the client that I'm working on. And it amazes me. And you know what? It keeps me humble, because it's not me. Right. It's spirit, Mother, Father, God, and my ancestors that come through me as a medium to give healing, or give a word of encouragement, give wisdom. Some people will say, well, how do you know that? I said, I just see it. One guy came to me, and I said to him, he had 30 minutes of Reiki. And I said, who in your family has had a heart attack? And he said, my grandpa. And he goes, my dad had issues with that too. And as soon as I got to the heart chakra, he could feel it like fire. And I said, may I lay my hands on your heart right now? He said, yes. And I said, I want to rebuke the spirit of, or transmute, rebuke, same word, rebuke and transmute the spirit of heart attack. If it's a generational curse, let's take care of it now. Let's send it back to where it belongs. And then they leave feeling better than when they came in. I don't know if you've been watching my post, but I was guided to put a labyrinth in the front yard. At first I was gonna put it in the backyard. Spirit said, no, I want you to put it in the front yard. So a lot of times when people come for healing, a healing session of Reiki or a Yoni steam, I allow them to come and walk the labyrinth. So it kind of prepares them for meditation, to prepare them, or to open up the gate, open the way, open the roads for them to receive their session when they come inside my home. Mm-hmm. I see goddesses that will come here and they leave. Well, they come in and they are walking kind of mindfully, not knowing what to expect. But when they leave, you should see, they're like, I'm a badass. I got this, you know. And to watch that transformation is beautiful.
Wow.
So every Reiki session is different. Every Yoni theme is different. Yeah.
Have you seen in the last 4 or 5 years that we're talking about, have you seen, or no, let me rephrase that. Are you seeing the change that I was referring to earlier in the feminine that's becoming more and more obvious? I mean, you know, there was a lot of talk about it, even when I met you back in like 2014. There was a lot of talk about the feminines landed and divine feminine. It's all new to me, but there seems to be something really markedly different in the last few months, or really even in the last 2 or 3 months, where there just seems to be this presence coming out in many different ways.
Yes.
And it's I think it's a feminine that we've all seen, and a feminine energy we all see. Maybe we saw it in our grandmother or a teacher, but it's like the norm now. It's not you know, an aberration here and there. Are you feeling that?
Oh, yes, I am. I'm feeling it very strongly. And even in my own 2 daughters, my oldest daughter will be 27 in November, and my youngest daughter will be 25 in September. They are strong goddesses. I mean, I look at them and I look at my age. Well, when I was their age, I wasn't as bold as they are, you know, and they are coming into their own, and they are not putting up with any BS. And I'm like, whoa, I'm your mama. You know, I'm proud to be your mama, you know? And they're very, very strong. They're stepping out of religion and tradition. And they're saying, you know what? We're tired of it too, Mom.
Really?
Yeah, we're tired of it too. I remember my daughter when she wanted to have a Yoni steam for her solar return. And I'm thinking, wow, because there was a time where I would close my door because I felt a little shame. Like, I got to keep this to myself, you know, doing Reiki, they're not going to understand, Mom, doing Yoni steaming, they're not going to. So I would close my door. And then one day I said, wait a minute, this is my house. And so if they get offended by it, then that's their issue. But now I keep the door open, and Mom, I need Reiki. Mom, I need a Yoni steam. So I've seen the turnaround, because my children, they watch me and they see people coming to my house, and it's like, this is not a game. Mom is really serious about this shaman work thing that she's doing, you know? So they get to experience the miracles with me. I never forget when my son came to live with me back in October. And one night he just said to me, Mom, I got pain in my leg. I need some Reiki. And I go, okay. I don't even think he knew what that was, but he just wanted to try it out. And he laid on this table, and his hands were across his chest, and he looked like a pharaoh, okay? Really? And his body was shaking, Todd. And I started his Reiki session. I invited our ancestors to come on in and be with us, and his higher self and my higher self. And Spirit revealed to me that it was an ascension symptom that he was going through. Really? And I did not know that by the time we got done with his session, it was 11:30 at night. I don't know where the 2 hours went, but you know, time goes fast when you're in the spirit. There is no time. From 9 to 11:30 is when I was working with my son, with Mother, Father, God, and my higher self and our ancestors. And I said, son, you have a call of a shaman that's on your life, and you need to accept your call. And that night he did. Really? And I gave him I gave him a homework assignment. He just turned 17. He'll be 18 in September. I said, I'm going to give you a homework assignment and I want you to make a spiritual bath. Oh my gosh, Todd. I said, you can make it for your dad or you can make it for me. And he goes, okay, I want to make it for dad. But the next morning, he woke up and by himself, this is when you know there's a true transformation. I didn't have to tell him anything. He threw away his fluoride toothpaste. You know, that bothers your pineal gland, your third eye. He threw away his mouthwash and he looked at me and he goes, Mom, I can't eat meat anymore. I got to eat like you. I never forced my children. He had that transformation and that revelation. The Reiki session did that. The ancestors did that, came through for him. And he's been on this path for, I would say, the last 5 or 6 months. I'm proud of him.
At 17 years old.
17. 17. Mm-hmm.
That's almost unbelievable.
You know, I mean, 17.
That's just like crazy.
He's an old soul, Todd.
Well, obviously the apple doesn't fall far from the tree.
You're right.
But
you're right.
And some people may not have caught it, but I mean, the religion, and I'd have to say religion / spirituality, because I mean, that's been a big part of your lineage too.
Oh yes.
Like I believe your father, and I mean, it's just ingrained in your family.
On both sides, mother's side and father's side, lots of preachers and teachers. And
so you had to come out, so to speak, in that environment where there was a lot of traditional.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I remember growing up in the church, and I was considered the righteous troublemaker. I would wear the red fingernail polish and the red lipstick, not in a gaudy way, not in a way to be rebellious, but I'm like, well, why? How come I can't wear red nail polish? You know? And I remember my uncle, he would tell me, he would tell the congregation, my niece, she graduated from modeling school. He said, some of you ladies, you don't know where your lipstick stops or starts. He's from Jamaica, so he was very outspoken. He goes, you need to take my niece's class. So he came up with a class called Christian Charm and Grace. We talked about health. We talked about taking care of our bodies and how to sit at a table and what fork to use when you go to a formal dinner, what knife, what spoon do you use? And you put your napkin inside your lap. And it was fun. It was part of my journey. Part of my journey.
So have you noticed anything? Like, I know you also are connected to a kind of a spirit boutique or spirit shop. There's
yes.
Have you, and I know you've been doing that a long time too.
A couple of years at the health food store here in town. Yes.
Yeah. Have you noticed an increase in people that are open to?
Oh yes. Mm-hmm. I had a call tonight before we went on live. A lady that lives here. She said, I need some sage. Do you have any sage? And I said, yes, I have some at the store. They close at 6:30. And she had like an hour to get over there. She goes, I'm on my way now. So yes, people are they're burning sage, they're burning Palo Santo, they're using the crystals, they're using the Florida water, they're taking spiritual baths because we need it. And we're going back to our roots. These are the things that have been in our DNA. We're tapping in.
Are you getting any like past life memories increasing this year?
Yes.
Some people have talked about that.
Yeah. Yeah. Sometimes I can't even talk about it.
Yeah.
I had a dream the other night where one of my spiritual daughters gave me a plant for my ancestors. I had a special ceremony here in my home for myself. And I was guided to ask her husband to help me plant it. So here in Tehachapi, it's native Indian territory. So he knows a lot about the soil and also the Native American, some of the soil and whatnot. And he put that together. And I told him, I said, I got to put it in a what is it, terracotta. Again, I didn't want the plastic, so I took it out of the plastic. He took it out of the plastic, and we had a ceremony. We posted it on Facebook. We went live for a few minutes, and the very next morning, I put the plant on my ancestors' altar, and I talked with them for a few minutes. And the very next morning, I had a dream that the tree was already huge, and some colors of the Sangoma traditional healers in Africa, the red and the white, were wrapped around the tree. It was profound. And it just let me know, Eva, you're on the right track. Just keep on going. Keep on going. Yeah. Yeah. Sometimes I can hear little knocks on a door, and I know it's my mother's mother coming to me. And I'm never afraid. That's the thing. We don't have to be afraid, because they're here to protect us. They're here to give us wisdom, and they want to be acknowledged. Our loved ones, when they leave this realm, they're not dead.
Yeah.
And I want to share something that happened to me. I put out a video, quick clip. I was speaking Patois in Jamaican language. And I was telling these guys, because sometimes I get people, guys that want to come in on Messenger, and they want to know you got a boyfriend. Sometimes, the ladies can relate on Facebook. They don't know if you're married. They don't know if you're single. They don't know if you're divorced. They just come at you. I see her, so I want her. And it's like, no, back it up, And so I did a little clip of a Jamaican patois, like you think you want to meet me, clear off. Go away. That means go away. So after when I put that on Facebook, my cousin Andre came to me in a dream. Andre Crouch, he came to me in a dream, and he said, "Ooh, you were good." And I go, "You saw what I did?" And he goes, "Yeah, you're good." And we were talking, and it's like I was in that realm with him for a minute. Then I came back to this realm, and I said, "Oh, Andre, can we take a picture? I want to put it on Facebook." I said, "Well, wait a minute. People are going to think that you're dead." And he goes, "I'm not dead." And I woke up out of the dream. So our loved ones are not dead. Physically, their bodies are gone, but they are alive. And we should talk with them. We should spend time with them. We give them flowers. We give them water. We give them food. It's a beautiful thing.
A good point. Why? I mean, look at a lot of the stuff that we're all doing that got us here. It wasn't proven out. It didn't make any sense. It wasn't normal.
No. And for sure, we didn't get here by ourselves. We got here because of our ancestors. I am who I am because of God, Mother, God, Father, my higher self, and my ancestors. No way can I say, "Oh, I arrived on my own." No way. No. It takes a village. I'm sure you've heard that before.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. How's the I think you already answered this, and I know that area is not as dense as some places in California, and dense in population wise.
It's growing.
Oh, well, hell, the whole state's growing. I mean, it used to be 3 hours of desert and before you saw the fruit, but how's the and I don't mean so much necessarily with you, because I know you interact with a lot of people.
Yeah.
How's that whole initiative to control and deplete, whatever, but I mean, how do you see that affecting those people that you interact with? I mean, are they not affected? Are they looking away from what's happening? Are they transmuting what's happening?
Some are living in fear, and the people that I'm meeting, they are open. Like I get phone calls for people to say, "You know what, I feel stuck," or my husband just died and I don't know, I need Reiki, and so I'll tell them, let's use some Apache tear, that's a crystal, and let's invite your husband with us, while we're doing your session. I am finding out that there's people that are open more, and I just get up every day and I say yes to the universe, and I have divine connections every day. You know why? Because I expect it.
Yeah.
I want to see it, and it happens.
Yeah.
You know, the days of just getting up, going to work, coming home, doing dinner, taking a shower, and going to bed. That's it. No, we got to have a spiritual practice. You got to have that time of meditation, that time of going out in nature, taking your shoes off, walking, getting in water, because water retains memory. So we can speak to our water. You know, we can, even on a glass of water, we can write an intention. We can set an intention of love or finances. Okay, open roads. You can put that on your water and drink it with intention. This is why I love to make moon water under the new moon and under the full moon, because it's powerful. And I use that water when I'm giving someone Reiki water after their Reiki session, or I love to use it for their yoni steam. It's powerful. And as a healer, I have to make sure that I have to heal myself on a regular basis. This is why I love to go to Heat and Halo. You know, I like to, you know, sit in the sauna, and I like to sit in the Himalayan salt, because we have to clear our energy too, you know? And I clear my energy every single day. So it's, as one of my mentors from Sage Goddess, Athena Parakas, she would say, you can't sage enough. You can't smudge enough, you know? And I like to tell people that sage to me, burning sage to me is like toilet paper. I don't like to run out. I don't, because I need my spiritual tools. Some people need their coffee fix. I need my sage. I need my sage. I need my Palo Santo. I need my tools around me.
How does I'm just curious, like, I know we did a show on it in part, but a while back, but how does a yoni steam, how does it work? I mean, like, what happens when that experience occurs to somebody?
First of all, I have a young lady come to me for a consultation, and everyone does not get the same yoni steam and before I forget, the word yoni is a Sanskrit word for vagina. Okay. And so it's an Indian term, a Sanskrit term called yoni. And it is the womb space where the womb is. And we use organic herbs. It might be around 25 to 30 different herbs. And we use hot water in like a crock pot. And you come and you put on a yoni gown and you sit on the yoni pot with nothing underneath. So you build like this sauna with the heat and the herbs and the gown. Okay. And then I like to open up with the singing bowl. We'll do some womb affirmations. And what my goal is to show this goddess who she is as a goddess, so she can embrace her divine feminine nature. So we will say things like, I'll have her to repeat, I am divine. I am sexy. I am passionate. And it all depends. I mean, there's not a cookie cutter affirmations. It's just what I feel at the time for that particular goddess that comes to me. And there's some goddesses that have had one or two relationships. Maybe they've had a rape. Maybe they've had some kind of trauma. Maybe they've had a C-section like me, or a miscarriage like me. So we go to that womb trauma with the guidance of Mother, Father, God, and the ancestors, and miracles take place. So by the time she leaves, okay, and I love to pull an oracle card, because an oracle card will just give them some clarity and sometimes confirmation when they come to see me. And then when they go into my restroom and they put their clothes back on, we don't just leave the herbs or just throw the herbs in the trash. We have a ceremony where we give them back to Mama Gaia. We give them back to the tree outside.
Oh, wow.
With a prayer of gratitude. Yes.
What kind of post session experience have people convey to you? Do they, I mean, I realize it's a ritual and it could just be totally almost at an, I don't say unexplainable or unconscious level, but does anybody ever say anything like,
Yes, because I follow up with my clients. And one client in particular, she came to me and she said, you know, when I go to see my boyfriend in another state, all he wants is like a booty call. I mean, just put it like it is. You know, it is what it is, a booty call. And she says, I'm coming to you for a yoni steam because I want to honor my yoni. And when she came and had the yoni steam, she says, I can't go back to him. And I said, that's empowerment right there.
Yeah.
She said, all he wants me is for one thing. I love myself not to go back. So I hear these miracles. I see these miracles and I like to follow up, you know, because I don't like to leave my goddesses just out there hanging on a limb. You know, I like to follow up with all the clients that I have. So it's about connecting with them and building a relationship with them, keeping in contact with them. And when they come back, it lets me know, okay. And no two, even if you have a yoni steam once a month or you have a Reiki once a month, no two sessions are alike because spirit knows what you need when you come to see me. You know, there's times I might be working on your crown chakra and you might feel heat in your feet. So the Reiki goes to wherever you need it the most.
Do you have any experience? Like, I think you told me this one time, you can have a lingam bath or lingam steam.
Yes, we have organic steams for our men. The men will sit on the pot for about 20 minutes, the women for 30 minutes. Yes. Mm-hmm. Yes, because men need healing too.
How come they're only on for 20? Are they more exposed?
We don't want to fry it, okay?
Oh man.
But I have so much fun with my clients. Sometimes I end up laughing with them, crying with them. It's a beautiful experience.
You have some incredible parents too. I mean, I don't really want to. Yeah, no, there are. I mean,
thank you.
That's part of the reason.
Yeah.
The connection we have. It was just a big part of it. And I look at what's going on right now, and I think that might be kind of a more the exception than the rule out there today in America. But I'm just curious because that's not the type of presence that you typically see out there, right? I mean, and I know they're very spiritual too. What does someone like that think about what's happening right now? Do they look at these scriptures and say, this is the time that was prophesied? Or do they even think about it? Are they at a point where they're so mature, they're just present all the time?
My mom and dad, they are 88, and we honor our parents by allowing them to be in their home. My mother's mother transitioned in their home that they're living in now. So my father and mother, I would say right now that they're shielded from all the stuff that's going on in the world. Right. They don't wear a mask. I mean, when I go see them, my brother asked me to wear a mask, or, you know, he wears a mask, but they don't know what's going on right now because my mother had a stroke a few years ago. Okay. And I'm glad that they're protected spiritually. Yeah. But I pray for them and I send them love and light every single day. And I love to spend time with them when I go see them. Yeah. Mm. And they are aware of who I am. They can still remember who I am. Yeah. And I get on the phone and I talk with them. And my mother, I called her on her solar return on July 21st. And I said, Mom, it's your birthday. And she said, oh, it is? I said, Mom, how are you feeling? Oh, praise God. I feel good. You know? Oh, man. I said, okay, Mom, we're going to pray. And I'll say, come on, Mom, we're going to pray in the spirit. And we just start praying and having fun. And she told my brother, I want some cake and I want some ice cream. I said, yeah, Mama's feeling good. Mama's feeling good. Yeah.
Did you want to do anything before we got out of here? I mean, I don't know. I know you have such a vast repertoire. And I mean that. I'm not just being funny. Bless you. Because you sing and you do. I don't know what you call it. Some people might call it light language. I don't see yours is just like, you know, it's more organic to me. It's but it does have a cosmic flavor. or anything. I don't know if there's anything you wanted to talk about or anything you wanted to cover. And I think the homework assignment is we need to get our friend to make an appearance, and we'll have a little triad here on the screen.
That would be good.
And a reunion, if we can
that
talk
would be
her
good.
into it. If you can talk her into it.
I will talk to her. I will talk to her.
She's out there listening. She's out there listening right now, cussing me. No, I'm just kidding.
Can you see her?
I don't know. Let me look. I switched back and forth. I don't see her in here.
You see anything that says Gray Soul?
No.
We talk every single day. She texts me. I text her.
Yeah, I don't see her there.
Yeah. She's amazing. She gave me a goddess page, on Facebook before she went off on all social media.
Yeah.
And I was like, what do I do with this? Because at the time I thought goddess was a bad word, but goddess is a woman that's beautiful on the inside and outside, And I think when she gave me that page on Facebook, it was about maybe 200 people that were on there, both men and women. And I had it for a couple of years, and it grew to, I think it was about 3,000 or 5,000. And then I was led to give it to one of my spiritual daughters. And I said, you know what? I'm going to pass the baton on to you now. Grace Soul gave it to me, and I'm going to give it to you. And she's just taken off with it. I mean, I'm so proud of her. I'm so proud of her. Yeah. Wow. Yeah. Wow. I love to see my spiritual children just grow by leaps and bounds and do what they're called to do, and be loving and being authentic and walk in integrity. That's where it is. When you walk in integrity, your gifts are very, very strong. And walking in integrity is like you walk the walk and you talk the talk. Yeah. I can't be one way off of Facebook and then another way at home. It has to be clear channel. Yeah. The waters have to be pure through and through.
Especially now.
Yeah. I mean, I can't tell you to eat organic fruits and vegetables, and I'm sitting over here, eating crazy Twinkies and donuts.
Man, I'm not even eating carbs or bread or.
I'm so proud of you. Now, if I have a donut, or a cupcake, it's a vegan one.
A vegan. I
love to eat now.
But I think this same energy that's moving people or assisting people to align with our true, our true behavior and our true nature. It's also it's going to give you a big kick in the ass if you're not listening to what is becoming more obvious in terms of our personal experience and those things that we need to expand, and those things we need to contract, I guess.
Well, I like what you've always said for all these years in Soulogy: let go or be dragged, and every day I'm like, I surrender, I'm coming. You
got that right.
Because if we don't surrender, we're gonna have to pass that test over and over and over and over again. So let's just do it right the first time, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, no, I totally agree with that, because I was gone yesterday, and that was kind of shocking. But then when I looked around, there was a lot of it going on. There was a lot of powerful energy. Maybe the the wake of the 8/8, but it was a powerful period. It really was, and for a lot of people.
Yeah, when I saw your post, I said, okay, does Todd need to maybe reschedule for tonight? And I'm glad we're here.
Me too. Yeah. I really didn't know yesterday. I was like, I don't even know if I'll ever come back. I mean, it was that, but we all get there. We all go there.
Yeah.
And it's good because you're you're purging stuff out. But I look at now, and I look at 5-6 years ago, 6-7 years ago, when this all actually had been started for a couple of years. But I mean, when I came off the street and I started to meet people, and I think about where we were, all of us, and where we are now.
Yeah.
Like it's not even close. It's not like night and day. It's like one is one planet and the other one's another planet.
Yeah.
A million light years out there. I mean, there's things that are happening now that could never have happened back then. No. There's no way. There's no way. We weren't ready, but it sure looks like we're ready now.
Yeah. So what are your... and more is coming.
Oh,
more is coming.
Well, look, the young people. I mean, you've got 3 examples with you.
Oh yeah.
I mean, you put a 17, 18-year-old boy out there, boy, man,
Yes.
That's already carrying an let's just say a less tainted frequency anyway.
Yes.
And then they start latching on to this stuff. Our work will be done. That'll be the bottom line. So yeah. Well, if you want to take us out, or you want to just you want a blessing, or
a blessing will be good.
Yeah, anything you want to do.
A blessing would be good. All right, let's just quiet ourselves right now. As I'm listening to the waterfall in my room, wherever you are, and I'm going to extend my hand to you now. And if you want to extend your hand towards mine, you can, because there's no distance in the realm of the spirit. A lot of times when I'm doing distant Reiki, this is exactly what I'm doing. So we're going to have a distant Reiki session right now as we close out the session with Todd. Todd, I want to thank you, and Priestess Morgan Lee. I want to thank all the goddesses. I honor you on Friday the 13th. I want to thank all of our divine masculine that's tuning in right now. I thank you, Mother, Father, God. I thank you for our higher self. I thank you to my ancestors. I thank you for the ancestors of Tehachapi, this great Indian land. I thank you for giving me permission to speak authentically here on this live program. I thank you for Soulogy One Studios. I speak blessings to everyone under the sound of my voice, from the top of your head to the soles of your feet. May you be blessed. We open up all your chakras. We open up the root chakra. I open up your sacral chakra. I open up your solar plexus. I open up your heart chakra, your throat chakra, your third eye, your dreams and visions, and your crown chakra. And I gently close those chakras up now. And I put a protection of love and light all around your auric field now. And I bless your going out and coming in. I bless your food. I bless your water. I bless you as you go to sleep and your uprising. And may this season be a season of open roads. And may Spirit open doors that need to be open and shut doors that need to be shut. Divine protection, peace, power, and big ass love. Ashe, ashe, ashe. And so it is.
And so it is. I love you, sweetheart. I love you. I appreciate you.
I love you too.
And I appreciate you coming on with me.
Thank you. My pleasure. I'm honored. Thank you.
It's all my pleasure. You take care, and see if you can get our friend to meet us here.
Okay. I love you.
That would be quite an accomplishment.
Oh, yeah.